The purpose of earlymobility.com Roadmap is to help map out the steps you need to be successful with your early mobility program, including links to helpful tools along the way. The acronym EARLY will help you remember the steps for success. The E is for Evaluate and Examine. Take the earlymobility.com current state test to see where you are with your early mobility program. Hovering over the score in each category gives a description of what that score would represent for your early mobility program. These are examples, and this test is not a valid and reliable tool. It is intended simply to give you some direction to your program and a way to rate your progress within your facility. If you score low on any one category, there are links and tools within the earlymobility.com website to help you improve in that particular category. If you would like to get your score, you can send an email and your score can be sent to you. The next step is the A, assigning roles and responsibility. The A of early mobility provides suggested roles for each of the disciplines. Hovering over each discipline will provide an example of roles and responsibility for that particular discipline. There may be some overlap of roles depending on the culture and size of your intensive care units. However, the intent is to provide suggestions and a starting point from which you can build in your own program. You can review the sample meeting agenda or the SMART goal setting tool, which can help direct you and give you some ideas for setting specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely goals for your program. The next step of the roadmap is the R, which stands for Review, Research, and Roll Out Your program. You need to decide what your protocol will look like. All protocols basically follow a similar format where patients are screened for appropriateness and readiness for mobility. An example of a safety screening tool is provided, and this particular example is approved by the American Association of Critical Care Nurses and can be found on the link to that particular website. Once the patient has been screened for appropriateness and readiness, they are progressed through stages 1 to 4 as they medically improve. And these stages include bed mobility, sitting up in bed, beginning to stand and transfer, and then ultimately ambulation. Earlymobility.com has represented the stages in a house format, starting with a foundation of stage 1 and building on successes to elevate and progress patient activity through stages 2, 3, and 4, where the patient is able to ambulate and be discharged from the ICU. Although this site is earlymobility.com, we recognize that many times mobility recedes when a patient reaches the ward. Mobility should be a continual priority across all environments of care for all patients. Within the house protocol, each stage of patient progress includes suggested activities for in-bed activities, sitting activities, and progressive upright and weight-bearing activities. A rationale is provided along with technologies to assist in order to keep caregivers and patients safe. Safety precautions are provided for each stage based on the evidence in the literature, along with the conditions to move to the next stage of care. Additionally, earlymobility.com recognizes the importance of keeping the caregiver safe as well as the patient, and recommends all caregivers become familiar with the interprofessional national standards on safe patient handling, as published by the American Nurses Association. Earlymobility.com has provided a list of equipment options that can help achieve mobility, while also keeping patients and caregivers safe. EarlyMobility.com does not endorse one vendor over the others, but rather presents a variety of options for solutions to promote patient mobility without risking injury to the caregivers. If you have suggestions for equipment that can help overcome barriers to early mobility, please contact us at info@earlymobility.com. The L of early relates to launching your program. There are many potential pitfalls that can impede your progress and ultimate success. Many facilities use the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle, or Plan, Do, Study, Act, where interventions are continually assessed and modified if needed to ensure continued progress to achieving your goals. Questions such as, are our assessments working? Are the right patients being assigned? Is therapy able to come to the ICU? Are our patients awake enough to mobilize them? Do we need to go back and address sedation? Are there knowledge gaps within our staff? Have we engaged all of our key stakeholders? We need to continue asking these questions and overcome barriers on an ongoing basis for true success with our early mobility programs. The last letter, Y, is an important step not to overlook. Celebrating your successes is a very powerful way to continue to build more success. People, including our patients, like to be affirmed in what they are doing is good and right. And there is tremendous power in true accomplishment. Publish your successes, no matter how small, and especially if that success has been a tough win. Recognize staff for a job well done. Celebrate teamwork and positive impact. Involve your patients and their families in the feel-good factor and the successes of your program. The goal of earlymobility.com is to be a resource to provide as much help and information to as many people as possible to be successful with your early mobility programs. If you have a success story you would like to share, or a process that has worked well for you, we want to hear about it and we want to share that with others. Your story could be our featured special or the testimonial that is featured on the earlymobility.com website. We hope the Early Mobility Roadmap will help you maximize your success with your early mobility program and get more of your patients up and out of bed earlier, and with the help of the assistive technology, we hope you will do so in a way that is safe for the patient, but also safe for you, the caregiver.